New at 6, a local teacher says debilitating back pain has turned everyday life into a struggle, and she's now fighting with her insurance company over a procedure her doctor says could bring relief. The I-Team's Valerie Bell looks into why coverage was denied and what you can do if you're in a similar battle.
At just 34 years old, Alexia Patterson says her body doesn't feel 34. She's a history teacher, used to staying active, on her feet, moving around the classroom. But now,
I started having really bad low back pain, and I got an MRI finally, and it showed that my disc was kind of degenerating, and so I was diagnosed with degenerative disc disease. And since then, I've had a number of pain blocks, and they just didn't work.
What started 4 years ago has slowly reshaped her daily life.
I am supposed to move around the classroom a lot, and normally, lately I've just been behind the desk more, sitting down and getting up less. I mean, it's just kind of like there's just something really heavy, I guess you could say, like on the low end of your back, kind of just dragging you kind of down. So you just feel kind of like gravity is more sinking you in a little bit more, I think. And that pain is just kind of, it just radiates.
Dr. Bradley Goodman, a physical medicine and rehabilitation specialist, walked us through what doctors see in patients with conditions like Patterson's.
This MRI is quite indicative of a problem that would cause chronic back pain.
This image shows a side view of the back of the tailbone and vertebrae. In between, you see discs.
The discs are like a jelly donut. They're shock absorbers in the back. And this bottom disc in this picture has lost a lot of the jelly. You can see that the height is diminished.
Take a look at the bottom of the MRI where the disc looks different than the others.
These changes in the bone above and below the disc, this indicates that there's active inflammation going on.
So that is what is considered abnormal, or not?
This is abnormal. This inflammation around the disc should not be there. You don't see that at the other levels.
The Intracept procedure is FDA cleared for certain patients with chronic low back pain, including those with specific changes seen on MRI after at least 6 months of failed conservative treatments.
We put in a special needle and catheter into the spine, okay, specifically on what's called the basivertebral nerve. And this nerve supplies sensation, if you will, to the bones in the back between the discs.
What's the alternative to this procedure?
Well, presumably patients have had physical therapy. They've tried certain over-the-counter and even prescription anti-inflammatory medicines. They've actually had probably a series of what we call pain blocks, commonly epidural blocks, facet blocks, and the alternative is oftentimes a big back operation.
The FDA determines whether it can be sold. Insurers decide whether they will pay for it. Patterson says she wants to move forward with the Intracept procedure, but adds her insurance provider, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama, denied coverage.
I did appeal, but they still denied, saying that it was just kind of out of their area and I would need to pay out of pocket.
We reached out to Blue Cross and Blue Shield for an explanation. In a statement, BCBS says the Intracept procedure is considered investigational under its coverage policies and does not meet its technology evaluation criteria. BCBS adds that benefits are payable only in cases of medical necessity and when services are not investigational. For Alexia, this isn't just about pain, it's about her future. She says she's still hopeful the decision will be reconsidered so she can get back to teaching, staying active, and living without constant pain.
I'd like for them to reevaluate the insurance and also see if maybe they could accept that procedure, because the other alternative is surgery, and I really don't want to have a more invasive surgery, longer recovery time.
Blue Cross Blue Shield says it does not approve or deny procedures, services, testing, or equipment for its members, saying, quote, "Our decisions are based on coverage only. The decision of whether or not to have a certain test, treatment, or procedure is one made between the physician and his or her patient. We apply our specific medical policies to each individual concerning their unique condition and circumstances addressed by the scientific literature referenced within the policy. Valerie Bell, ABC 3340 I-Team.